on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Wednesday. That's right, it's hump day. Pleasure to have you back on the channel. Hope you're having an awesome day wherever you are. If you have a look at what is going on, though, we do have a lot of green across the board again. So it is another nice day in crypto. Now the question is, how long is this going to last? We are getting very, very close to a very crucial point. In fact, within the next potential, 24 to 48 hours, we could see a relatively big move as far as Bitcoin is concerned, which we know will inherently affect all of the altcoins as well. Now, if we have a look at what is going on, you do see there is a lot of green. Let me give this a quick refresh live. So we're at $182.7 billion overall market cap. You'll notice Bitcoin dominance at 50.9%. Bitcoin's still going up today, $5,274. So obviously it's pulling up a lot of the other projects with it, right? Now you could see there are a lot of coins in green today. Now I just want to switch it to the Bitcoin comparative to just show you that you will notice few more coins actually in the red when compared to the Bitcoin comparative. So obviously we know that Bitcoin leads the way. So even if your coin was to do absolutely nothing and Bitcoin, fell 2%, you would lose 2%. Dollar amount, right? Okay, so I just want to point that out. So always keep in mind, what is your strategy? Are you in here for more dollars or are you in it for more Bitcoin? Personally, I'm trying to accumulate Bitcoin at the moment, but that's just what I'm doing. So looking at some of the biggest gainers today, guys, we have Crypto.com up 15%, Repo 14%, Nebulous 14%, VestChain still up in the top 100 again, doing only $9,500 worth of volume. I'd be very, very careful of that, guys. But you can see right here, there's a lot of other coins up as well today. So the one thing that I wanted to talk about, though, was a lot of people have been asking about this number right here, this $182 billion, okay? This money that's come in recently, because obviously we have had an insurgence as far as the overall market cap is concerned, but the biggest question was, is this new money? Where is this money coming from? Is it just people that are already in crypto? Well, I wanted to show you something interesting right now. And by the way, guys, if you're new to the channel, definitely get subscribed. I do this every single day, but also today's episode, I want to talk about so many different things, so definitely stick around until the end to get the most value out of this video. But look at this, guys. This is stablecoins, right? This is USD. Now, obviously, they're pegged to $1, so I'm just looking at market cap, not price. So look at the market cap back here. You could see, back in just, and this is only the weekly, okay? We have even just as far as April 3rd was concerned, we had $254 million market cap, whereas now we're looking at a 266. You can clearly see this is new money coming in the form of USD coin. We can look at most of these charts, in fact, true USD, right? Had a little bit of a dip here, but then you could see April 5th, massive pump. So that's USD, right? That is more money coming into the markets. Also, we have Paxos Standard. Now you can see that they did kind of like a Bart Simpson. Maybe some of these people are going into other cryptos, but you could see again, April 9th, boom, we had this. And then also, obviously, Tether, forget it, guys. Tether's just printing and printing. You know how Tether goes. So this is all new fiat coming in to the ecosystem, okay? So this is not money that's already been in the cryptocurrency space. And I just wanted to point that out because that is a big question people are asking, right? Like, should we be getting excited or is this, suckers rally, right? You hear that a lot too. Well, having a look at the charts right here, if you guys saw the intro with the kid just flipping around on his head, it's kind of what Bitcoin's doing right now. I mean, he's making progress, but it's at a very, very, very slow crawl. Now, right now, you could see we are just crawling along this sort of uptrend that we've had, right? We haven't fallen below it, and when we have, we've only fallen below for just a little bit. So this is a very good sign moving forward. Now, we had some bullish divergence on the RSI. Obviously, we popped back up, but now you could see we're hanging on again. So once again, the question is, what can we expect moving forward? Well, guys, this is what we have to break right here. This massive resistance around 5,352, okay? This is what we've been looking at. We've touched it 1, 2, and you can argue maybe 4 times sort of around this region, right? So this pretty much comes to a conclusion right here, which is April 11th, April 12th. So that's in the next, like I said, 24 to 48 hours, we're going to have a move. Bitcoin is going to make a move within the next 24 to 48 hours, and it's going to be massive. Maybe not as massive as this one, but we're going to be going either to the upside or the downside, right? Now, we do have this new sort of support that was formed here, pretty much dead spot on the 5,000. We might support there if we do dump. If we go lower, then I'm still calling 4,784. If we break below this, then I would definitely be a lot more concerned. One more thing before we move on, I just want to point that we do have decreasing volume. Okay, so decreasing volume, we're getting to the edge of a pretty crucial moment, so we could have a pretty big move. That's something that I wanted to point out. What is my ultimate target? Don't get freaked out, by the way, guys. We're not going down. This is BLX. They're not exactly 100% up to date, but they do have a very long track record of, Bitcoin. So that's why I like to use it. But I still think we have to get above this $5,873 roughly mark. You could say 5,800 to maybe 5,700. That could be like the thing. And the reason I say this, once again, I've told you guys over and over again, it provided resistance, support, okay? And then we finally broke through it. So that's why I still am looking at that number. Now, we do have some other views on this. For example, Johnny Moe, he was talking about Bitcoin having its first bullish 20 and 200 simple moving average cross since October of 2015. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This isn't really a combination that most people look at as far as the actual SMAs are concerned, but he's saying, I'm not usually one to try and call out absolutes, but the bottom is in. A lot of people are calling 3,100 the bottom. And yeah, I'm pretty much calling 3,100 the bottom as well. And actually, in our Telegram group, if you haven't joined it, it's totally free. Links in the description, or you can actually go to the main page and click the Telegram group. So we asked today, Bitcoin will. And, this was an anonymous poll. 31% so far, by the way, this poll is still ongoing, so it could be different if you check it out now, that they think that we're going to break past 5,300 and go to the $5,500 range. 19% say break past 53 to 55, but then take a massive dip, which, to be completely honest with you, I'm kind of agreeing with maybe this 19% right here, because I think if we get to 55, I just think it's going to be a lot. People are going to want to take profits at that point, 19% say fail to break to 5,300 and back down to 48, and 31% go sideways. So since you guys aren't in my Telegram group, I'm going to present you with the same exact question, and you guys can answer that in the poll above. What do you think Bitcoin's going to do in the next 24 hours? We could even say 48 hours, depending on when you see this video. Or you may already have that answer by the time you see this video. Bitcoin is a tricky fella, that Bitcoin. But I do want to note that Willy Woo has actually updated the Wood Bull pricing model chart. And the reason that I bring this up is because it's a really great chart. It's got so many really good indicators that actually help us to tell where we are. So they updated it. I guess there was some new stuff that came to light. In fact, Travis Kling had reported on it, and he said, in case you missed it, the transaction data that they use and many others were basing their analysis on, what they were basing it on basically was incorrect. So they updated it, right? So then Crypto Dog says, come on, Travis, just tell me if it's going to go up or going down. So this is what Travis says. He says, in the 7 weeks leading up to April 1st, the chances we would retest the lows of mid-December diminished significantly. The price action in the month of April, beginning with the massive move up on April 1st, essentially put the nail in the coffin for new lows. A retest is now highly unlikely. So I'm sorry to say to everyone out there that didn't get a chance to scoop up Bitcoin around $3,100, it's probably not going to go that low again, okay? But if it does, I will be waiting and I will be scooping up more. And that's the mentality that you have to have, okay? Because we are in it for the long term. We're not in it for tomorrow or next month. We are in it for the long term. So if Bitcoin takes another dump, no need to panic. That's opportunity. That's how I look at it personally, okay? But I want to also ask you a question. This is what Don Alt brought up. How much of your portfolio is in altcoins? He had over 10,000 people actually answer this. And it turns out that 47% said that they have roughly 60 to 100% of their portfolio in altcoins. Now, I can understand this because when I first got into cryptocurrency, I thought Bitcoin was just a slow, old piece of tech. Like, why would you want to invest in that? There's so many awesome new projects, right? And I had a portfolio that was pretty much 100% in altcoins, and I didn't hold any Bitcoin at all. And let me tell you something. It is great when the days are good, but it is terrible when the days are bad, because when Bitcoin takes a 5% hit, your altcoins are probably going to take a 5 if it's doing well to 15, 20% hit, right? And, obviously it goes the other way too. So I personally like to hedge now. I keep roughly a third of my portfolio in Bitcoin. Obviously it fluctuates. Some people will tell you need to hold 70 to 80%. I'm a little bit more risky than some of these guys. But then again, if you're in cryptocurrency and you're watching this video, I would probably say that we as a collective group of people are probably more willing to take risks than most people. I would pretty much say that moving forward. Now, one person who definitely thinks that we need to be careful is Vinny Lingham. He's the CEO of Civic, the identity app, if you guys are familiar with it. He says he's not buying this bounce right now. He says that if we do not go to about, and his number is $6,200 for at least the next 24, or he says if we go to 6,200 and then stay there for about 24 to 48 hours, then he will consider it to be the end of the bear market cycle, right? So he does admit that we are definitely at the bottom, but he says historically Bitcoin hasn't escaped a bear market until the price is 2 times higher than the bottom. I wasn't familiar with that statistic. That's interesting. We'll have to look into that. But considering that the Bitcoin price bottom of the current cycle is 3,100, he's saying double that, 6,200. So that's basically where he's getting that number from. Now, getting off of price, guys, let's talk about what is going on. You probably already heard about this, but if you haven't, I'm going to let you know. PewDiePie, the #1 YouTuber in the world. I mean, he's always duking it out with T-Series. But, I mean, this dude is massive. He has over 93 million subscribers. They say just his recent video alone has already racked up over 4 million views in just 24 hours. The guy obviously makes a lot of money. It says, according to sources, he made $15.5 million just from YouTube in 2018. Man, only wish, guys, I made money like that on YouTube. Not even close. But so it says starting April 14th, he's going to be streaming weekly on DLive, which is a decentralized community built using the Lino blockchain. So on his official DLive account, he also said that he's going to support content creators on the platform by donating up to $50,000. I might have to give that guy a ring. To up to 100 different creators. And it says that DLive rewards both content creators and viewers, right? So it kind of reminds me of like basic attention token a little bit, right? And you get Lino points, which are the native token. And it says while some platforms take up to 50% of creators, which they do, guys, I'll let you know, they don't take any. So that's really awesome. Yeah, by the way, guys, like for example, these super chats, when you do super chats with YouTubers, I don't really do too many live streams with you guys, but how messed up is this? Like, say you donate $5, they take I think it's over 50%. It's like if you give me $5, I think I get less than like $2.50. Yeah, it's crazy. It's ridiculous, So, but anyway, pointing this out, this is really good news for decentralized platforms, and hopefully it's going to get people looking into this, So Wilson Wei, he is the co-founder of Lino Networks, and he said DLive is a place where instead of competing against each other, it benefits creators to support one another with no platform cuts. We incentivize everyone to create the highest quality content for viewers. Should I make a DLive? Should I, guys? Would you watch it if I went live on DLive? Would you do it? I'm considering. So also, let's talk about some other good news. So this is from Western Union. Over 5 million CoinsPH customers can now receive Western Union money transfers directly into their wallets in the Philippines. So I wanted to talk about this because you have Dan Moorhead. He's the CEO of Pantera Capital, right? And they invested in CoinsPH as well. They said a week or so ago, they announced that they sold CoinsPH in the Philippines, and he thinks that it's a great example of Bitcoin's actual usage now. Right? Not 20 years from now, not a month from now, not a year from now, today, right? He says it's very, very real. I think it's important for the community to really know that there are applications that are working with them right now. Ever since the Philippines legitimized cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin as a remittance method in February of 2017 through an official circular issued by the Central Bank of the Philippines, the Philippine cryptocurrency sector has been maturing at a rapid rate. I can actually validate this. I went to the Philippines. They are very very friendly, okay? Now, currently at the time, the central bank said it does not endorse cryptocurrencies, but it does aim to regulate crypto assets like Bitcoin as remittance methods and means to transfer value. Now, one project, actually, they're an incubator for Komodo, is RedFox Labs. I don't know if you know Bitcoin Benny. He's actually my friend. He's come on the channel before, and they are looking to basically incubate, and as you can see right here, accelerate blockchain adoption, and they're going to be doing it with Komodo. I'm a massive Komodo fan. You know that. It's no secret. So we're going to actually have him on the channel to talk about what is going on in the Philippines and how they're really looking, especially with, you could see Southeast Asia, how they're looking to really get that adoption moving forward. So you just definitely check that out when I do it. I don't know if that's going to be today or tomorrow, but if you guys want, you can like follow me on Twitter. It's at the Crypto Zombie, and I'll definitely let you guys know, or just turn on bell notifications as well. Also, guys, if a little bit of coin news right here. Ergo, they had an AMA. I was going to tweet about it, but you know, a lot of my viewers are in the US, and it was at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I figured who was really going to be able to watch this. But yeah, so you could see they had an AMA over here. If you guys are interested, you could definitely come and check that out. I'll drop the link below. Also talking about some other projects. This is more of just like a little gossipy section, kind of fun. But so Vitalik said that he went to Taxonomy and he said he was kind of disappointed that it was giving airtime to BSV shills. You know, he's not really particularly a fan of Bitcoin SV. At least there's some hilarious quotes. My favorite was that SegWit is bad because separating signatures from transactions has legal ramifications. If you guys don't know what SegWit is, that's for another day. We'll get into that. That was one of the big things, you know, Satoshi's vision. If you remove the signatures, technically that's not the vision of Bitcoin, whatever. So you have Udi talking, responding to this, saying kind of disappointed in Vitalik attending and legitimizing a conference with ultra scammers, second year in a row. I'm just a nobody, but I refuse to attend scam-infested conferences. Often, this convinces hosts to kick scammers out. That's what Vitalik should have done, not complaining about it afterward. He said, to be clear, I had no idea that BSV was coming. The panel said Bitcoin scaling and economics. I even came to it expecting it would be a Bitcoin discussion. If I had, I would definitely have raised a big stink ahead of time. But, you know, at the same time, guys, if it's going to be about freedom of speech, it's going to be about freedom of speech, right? So, you know, I don't know. I mean, I guess everyone deserves an opportunity to talk about their projects, but, you know, it'll listen, in the end, it's going to come down to use case, you know? If Bitcoin, Satoshi's vision is the real Bitcoin, right, or whatever, and everybody decides they're going to use it, well, then we will. Or we won't. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, right now, Bitcoin is the #1 cryptocurrency. Why? No one's putting a gun to anybody's head and telling you to buy Bitcoin, right? So, I mean, that is what it is. So that's just the case. Now, obviously, you could tell Vitalik, he's not really particularly a fan, but he also himself does not necessarily go against freedom of speech. As you can see right here, this was from back in November of 2018. He said, Craig Wright absolutely should have a voice, but so do all of us, laughing at his stupidity. So that is his opinion. Now, moving on, the New York State Department of Financial Services has granted a virtual currency license to Bitstamp USA, authorizing the company to offer crypto trading services in the state of New York.
It's about damn time. It's about damn time.
So, speaking of some other things that are happening in the U.S. right now, we do have representatives in the United States House of Representatives have reintroduced the Token Taxonomy Act. Now, this was initially, it came out a while ago, and they were looking to exclude digital currencies from being defined as securities by amending the Securities Act of 1933 and the Securities Act of 1934. Well, they've made some changes, and now it clarifies the jurisdictions of the CFTC and the FTC. Okay. It also states that a preemption provision was included, that the act would supersede heavy-handed regulations like New York's bit license. Although they call it the onerous, I would call it the infamous. But anyway, the act also pursues the introduction of regulatory certainty for businesses and regulators in the U.S. blockchain industry. I'm sure that a lot of you have already stopped watching the video because I know this stuff is boring, but guys, it's important, you know, especially if you live in the U.S. So, you know, they also, it also says as well as clarifying conflicting state initiatives and regulatory rulings that have confused the issue. So that was that news moving forward. Also, Mt. Gox is still in the news. It's just crazy. So I'm going to just be real quick with this one, but you got Andy Pag, who co-founded Mt. Gox Legal. He has resigned his position as leader of the group, which represents the majority of the now defunct Bitcoin exchange's creditors, or users who still have funds on the platform at the times of the implosion. So while some reports have said that users could get paid as early as this year, PAG believes that the oversized claim of startup incubator and one-time Mt. Gox partner CoinLab will slow the process to a crawl. So if you are someone who was affected by that, once again, I'm being honest, I'm sorry. This has to be one of the most annoying processes to have to really deal with right now. So, but on the bright side, guys, Bitcoin ATMs are booming. So they've more than doubled from 2,000 to over 4,000 in just the past year. And although several companies own and operate Bitcoin ATMs, it looks like Bitcoin Depot is currently the largest ATM operator in the world. So it says that they've contributed to the growth of cryptocurrency ATMs by installing over 40% of all Bitcoin ATMs in the United States and accounted for 1/3 of all Bitcoin ATM installations around the world in just the month of January alone. That's pretty impressive. So basically, I'm bringing this up because I wanted to talk about more accessibility to Bitcoin and more adoption. But here's the interesting thing. So as Bitcoin Depot saw the increased demand for Bitcoin ATMs in Chicago, the company decided to expand by installing over 30 Bitcoin ATMs in Chicago, Illinois alone. And here's the kicker. To really get this campaign going, they are providing these particular ones with 0 transaction fees. That's pretty cool, guys. I mean, I know some of these fees can get a little high on these ATMs, but yeah, there you go. So that is good news moving forward, if you ask me. And yeah, fun fact, before we go, there are more addresses with $1,000 worth of Bitcoin than there are $1 of Litecoin. Not sure what to do with that information, but hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. So guys, thank you so much for coming back for another video on the channel. Today is Wednesday. It's hump day. Let's have a look at what Bitcoin is doing right now. Yeah, we're going to have to keep our eyes on it. We're definitely going to have to keep our eyes on it, guys. But like I said, you know, there's still a lot of room here to jump around. I still have my eyes on this $5,000 sort of $800 level. So, you know, for me, we could still bounce around in that region for some time. But that is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. As you guys know, any comment is eligible for the Ledger Nano S that we give away every single Monday. Also, if you want to support the channel, you can purchase a Ledger Nano S or Ledger Nano X using my referral links. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does help to support the channel. Same thing with Brave Browser. You know, if you guys use my referral link to download Brave Browser, I'm a verified content creator. It does help the channel. You get $5 worth of basic attention tokens. Also, if you guys haven't checked out the newsletter that I write for, the Blockchain Brief, you can check that out as well. But you guys know, I don't expect anything of you. Stopping by, saying hello, just, you know, watching the video, plenty for me, guys. Just enjoying another beautiful day in cryptocurrency. And that is it for me today on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. Let's hope for blue skies, but also let's be prepared because let's be honest with ourselves. It's not going to just go straight up. Nothing goes straight up. There will be a retracement. There will be profits that'll be taken. So, you know, just kind of have an idea of how you're going to play this one. If you're going to dollar cost average it, if you're going to try to short it, if you're going to sort of do just a stop, you know, but that's up to you. I don't give financial advice on this channel. Thank you so much for everyone that's been liking, subscribing, and commenting. If you haven't gotten subscribed, definitely do that. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss these updates. Sometimes they can be pretty timely. And that is it for me today. So my name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.